Here at Demiurge, I am a designer on Sega Heroes. Most of my duties involve designing the abilities for our new characters and also the overall combat balance. When designing the abilities for the Sega characters, I look at a lot of reference for the actual source material. If there's something that is iconic ability or move that they do, I'll usually include that. A lot of other things I look at are kind of like iconic moments or fun things that they do in the game. For example, Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, there's an iconic moment where he rides a forklift and does a forklift race, so I included that as one of his abilities. The biggest hurdles I have when designing the character roster is usually making sure that the characters feel true to the source material, and also making sure that they have abilities that are fresh and exciting in terms of gameplay. I want to make sure that when players see a new character, that they can look at their abilities and immediately think of all the teams that they could put them on. The game Shenmue has kind of like a very serious storyline, but a lot of the things that you do as far as side quests and things are very silly. So I really enjoyed running around the city as Ryo and collecting a bunch of gachapon capsules and things like that. So I figured that I wanted to put that as one of his abilities and make it like a fun character. I think one moment that really stuck with me when getting feedback from the character supervisors was when we were working on House of the Dead, in particular, Ebaton the zombie. He has an ability called Putrefaction where originally he was supposed to jump in front of the enemy and kind of emit noxious clouds, and that's supposed to demonstrate how his body is decaying and he's a gross zombie. When we sent out that animation to the character supervisors, they came back and said, we would like for it to be grosser. And so we ended up changing the animation to be Ebaton vomiting on the enemy, and they said we would like it to be even grosser, and so then we added some very wet vomit sounds until they were satisfied. I think it feels really cool to be able to kind of expand on the canon of a character. There are some characters in Sega Heroes that didn't have a lot of screen time in their original game or barely appeared in the game at all, that being able to make new abilities for them is very interesting and exciting. For example, Shenhua in Shenmue barely appears at all in Shenmue 1 and only for a little bit in Shenmue 2. And so in Sega Heroes, we wanted to give her an attack, and so we found a kind of old promo video from Shenmue that showed Shenhua doing a kind of like force field concussive attack, and the character supervisor says go ahead and use that. It's called Taishiki, and even though it hasn't appeared in any of the games, we now have a canonical attack that Shenhua can do. We're coming up on Sega Heroes' first anniversary, and I've had a lot of fun designing all of these characters and abilities, and I hope that you, the players, also enjoy it, and thank you for playing.